The history of the band is almost as like classic as it gets. Scott and I met in high school. I mean, Fallujah's kind of the typical like archetype for like a high school band. You start like jamming in a garage or jamming in someone's room, start playing shows, and then like it builds and snowballs slowly.
We just stuck to it basically, and the members kept going and coming. You know, everybody has different priorities at that age, so eventually we got out of high school and then the revolving door stopped and we kind of solidified a lineup. So the lineup you see today is basically the one we've had for the last 5 years. When we first started, when we were young, we would all jam in the same room as a band, and then we realized it's more efficient to just like, you know, come up with the guitar part or something like that, or someone come up with the part and we record it on the computer and we kind of like make it a project on the computer. And then that way it went from hanging out in a band space to all hanging around a computer basically. So we're all like, you know, I'll put down a riff, program some drums, and depending on who's there that day, they'll give you some feedback like, oh, we should do this, we try this, and we'll try it. And it just kind of continues until you get nice song structures, and then eventually you give that material to the drummer, and then he learns it and puts his own spin to it, and then we go to the studio and finalize everything. So it's kind of it's like kind of nerdy, like a nerdy process. We kind of just hang out in the room and assemble it all, and then we go to the practice space right before the studio to make sure it's fully done. And I think because of that, we're able to give our fans more records in a smaller amount of time. I think it took like a year and a half after the release of our last album to get this next album out. And for music like this, like the kind of technical death metal that's like kind of ultra polished, clean kind of stuff, the bands that normally do that, it can take them up to like 5 years. Some bands, won't name a band, but just will never have another record come out. You know what I mean? People are waiting for the next one, but I think the way we do it allows us to give our fans records like quickly, and it's not, we're not rushing it, we're doing it the best we can. It's just the way we do it, it seems to unfold faster.
On this one, a lot of like the themes I thought were the same as the previous record, but the difference was that I don't know, I got like really inspired by like the whole film world last year. I guess I was like sick and tired of like talking about just like my own like memories and ideas that I had. And so I thought it'd be cool to like, you know, like watching various films and like look at these like characters and like seeing these parallels like with my own life, like whether it's like a scene or maybe like a broader concept for a whole film. Basically picking films that I felt I had some kind of foot in the pond with emotionally and writing about it, but not from my perspective, almost like as kind of like a surrogate in a way. Especially in like metal and hardcore, there's just like so many different like combinations of genres that people want to throw at you. And there's so much, I'd say more so than other music, there's so much more of a connotation with genres. And like people will like immediately be into it or not into it based on the way someone else describes it. So
yeah.
Like, I mean, atmospheric death metal, at least like, yeah, like it is still in that death metal realm.
Yeah.
And it's not blackened. And it's not.
If we thought of that term every time we wrote music, we wouldn't sound the same at all. I mean, it's cool, kids call us that, it's cool, but
People didn't know what to call it, so they called it that, and Fallujah was the band to bring it to them. Like, yeah, sure, why not?